In this session, we want to export this corridor to infraworks and continue working from infraworks. So the first thing we need to know is where this object is in terms of its coordinate system. So how do we do that? We go to the home tab and then we toggle on the tool space. Here in the tool space, I'll go to the settings tab, and in the settings tab, you'll see the T junctions Ethiopia. That is the name of this object. So I'll select it and I'll right click and I'll go to edit drawing settings. And that dialog will show up, and here at the units and zone tab, you will realize that this zone is in Africa and this is the coordinate system. So this is very important because when we're creating our model in infraworks, we need to know exactly where our model is located in terms of the coordinate system. So this is the coordinate system that we used, which enabled us to get this background map here from geolocation tab. And now now that we know it, it's called Adindan UTM zone 38 North. Now that we know it, we can go right and set up the infraworks model. So here in the infraworks, you realize we are at the same junction here. But now what I need to do is to set up the coordinate system. So here I'll click on I'll click on select here. I'll go to the country of interest. I'll pick the country of interest, and it was at the 38th North zone. So I'll pick the Adindan UTM 38 North. So once that is set up, I just click OK. And now we can give our model a name. Let's just give it junction X. Sorry. We don't have to describe it. Let me see what is reading here. Once you create this model, the coordinate system cannot be changed. That's okay. Now we have to select the extents of where we need our model created. So here we can create a model from the full extents, what is being displayed here from this edge to this edge, and on this side and the upper side. We can create a model that is that big. But let me use this second option here of drawing a rectangle. So we pick on draw a rectangle. Sorry, let's start again. Or we can just edit this. That is the model we want. So we click on create model. So the model will be sent to my email address. Once that is sent, we can continue from where we've left. So let's wait for the model. Once your model is sent to your email address, you can go to your mail and you'll see the notification that your model has been sent. And here I can see now the model that we created is populated, and we can now open it. So I'll click on it to open it. Let's open the model. Take a bit of time, depending on the size. Ours was relatively small. So let's see. Still opening. Once it is through, we can now see our model. This is exactly where our junction is. So if we want to bring in our Civil 3D, we can first of all try to split these existing corridors. We can try to split these existing corridors so that we bring in our Civil 3D corridor. So let's split it as far as we can see. So let's go up here and also split. So now we can get rid of these features. Sorry, before we do that, let me add a new proposal. So what I'll be doing here is that I'll be selecting these sections, and then I hit delete to remove them, so that when we bring in our junction, we don't have anything here. Okay, so let me remove. Okay, if this is ready, we can now bring in our corridor. So we'll bring our corridor through the data sources here, and here we'll add an AutoCAD 3D model. So let me see, DWG, yeah, Civil 3D DWG. And then I'll go to where it is, and let's open it. It will take some time for it to be brought in. Wait for it to load. And then here we're presented with all the data that we can bring in. We can bring in the roads, we can bring in the existing ground, we can bring in the corridor, we can also bring in some reference surfaces that are created, and the road corridor coverages. The only thing I'm interested in are these two, the corridor surface and the corridor coverages. So I check only those two and I click OK. As you can see, the two are highlighted, the two that have come in. So let's refresh this one first. So it's telling us you have to open layers panel to manage these layers, because the surface is uncategorized. So we go to this tab, and here we can see our corridor surface is uncategorized. So we take it to the ground surfaces, and we turn it on, and we apply. And there you can see a corridor, and you can even see that you have your crown, you have your grading over here. And sometimes you might import this junction, or you might load the two data parts, and you find that this only these loads. So you can, what you can do, if this doesn't load, you can refresh it as well to see whether it loads as well. Sometimes you can load and only the surface appears, the terrain appears, and there you go. That's how you import your corridor.